gentlemen, we are here at the cafe. Just kidding, it's more StarCraft 2 match. So we're going to do in our TvZ. Bjorn, BJORN, will be our guinea pig zerg, and I am, of course, the blue Terran troublemaker. So yesterday I showed off our main build. Marines and Marauders versus Zergs. This is a build that nobody wants to do against Zergs because it is easily countered by Zerglings. But what we're doing is a 2-base rush, in which it's a little bit harder to work with. And so I did a little bit of experimenting. I have 2 SCVs coming. This is the Scout. This is the Supply Depot Builder. I've been doing this for a few games. I'm not sure whether it works, it's worthwhile or not. Really, this replay is going to tell me whether or not. It's in the first SCV shop in eBay. So what's this do? Well, now the Zerg can't expand, and he expands on usually around 14, 15. And as you can see, his resources are coming up to the point where he can expand 240, 250. Oh, time to go expand, Bjorn, but blocked. Can't do anything about it. And you get the T key, you halt it, and you get your SCVer off of the engineering bay. This forces the Zerg to take an exposed third. I'm not entirely convinced on this map that this is totally exposed, but I'm going to have some fun with it. So it's just the way how Zergs play. They need to keep their Overlord within range of here, because otherwise they can just run into his main with Marines and he won't be able to see it coming. And Zergs really rely on Overlords a lot for scouting. So we're dropping the barracks finally, very, very delayed barracks, and we make our SCP look like he's going home. So towards Red's vision, what's he see? Oh, blue is gone. Cool, right? Not really. I go up to here, check at the watchtower, make sure there's nothing on there. If there's a drone on there, I couldn't do this. And it's really rare to see a drone this early in the game. And we are going to put a bunker right here. We can also put it in the mineral line right here, which is almost better. But this spot here is just not detectable. Ooh, almost vomited. Pure excitement. So we're going to put a bunker right here. And this is going to limit the surface area that Zerglings can hit by a full side. Right here it would have been 2 sides and maybe a little bit of a third. This is definitely one of the biggest pains in the ass for a Zerg to deal with, because even when you beat this off, you still lose. And looking at the Inca Marino, he's still a little bit ahead, but that's about to change really soon. My orbital just finished, now all caught up, that's good. And here comes the big thing. I did my little tricky do with SCVs, so they can just jump inside when they need to. And suddenly I'm jumping ahead on the production users, what are they called? Workers? Yeah, ahead on the workers. So this is another one of these things where it's how much will I lose here? Well, we'll see. Not even repairing at this point, not even really paying attention to this. This is kind of a sideshow to what I really want to do. And so as you can see here, pretty decently even exchange. He destroyed twice as much as I had. And, yeah. Income-wise, though, suddenly I'm ahead. Which is really, anytime this happens at all, it's going to be really good for you. So he's going for the eBay. He wants to destroy that, and we're going to... Oh, I didn't cancel. That sucks. But you'll want to cancel that off before it gets destroyed to make it really worthwhile. As you can see here, we're going to our standardized 4 racks. I need a 5th one. Nope. Okay, get the double gas going. Got 4 racks. Got the expansion. This is all a little bit off time too. It should be a little bit earlier than this if you don't do the bunker and the eBay thing. But I did it, so whatever. He's got a lot of lings. He's got a lot of slow lings. And if you look at his base, he's barely mining gas. And the reason why he's barely mining gas is because he has double expanded, which means he needs to have 450 minerals for queens. And he needs to have minerals for a lot of drones. He's going to play a very greedy game, and we're going to punish him for that. Now, my winning has nothing to do with his greed, though. I just stress that. It's just that the potency of Marine Marauder is just there. And so, once we get a critical mass of units, we'll go out, and we'll get our expansion down. Alternatively, you can also give me a few units and I'll move out. Either or is fine. But if you look at what he's building, still no metabolic boost, in fact, but he's still getting gas. So that's kind of a weird style of play, and it's not totally unusual. There's actually one pro player whose name just escapes me. Can't remember his name. I know he loves doing Ultralisk Mass Queen. That might ring some bells. He loves doing Ultralisk Mass Queen in ZvZ and in PvZ, I believe, as well. But in TvZ, he does this non-speed ling play. And what this does is that you get all this gas, and you can throw it into banelings to defend, which are more effective than zerglings. You can get mutalisks quite faster. You can get a lot of tech, double evo chambers much faster. And it's just, it's not a better use for your minerals because, unfortunately, slowlings do not have map control. And so we got the Overlord in position, and he sees my army has in fact moved into position and taken an expansion. All he has seen here is that I have a tech lab on this, which can mean a lot of things. So he's getting the spore crawlers in case I'm two-port benching him, which, unfortunately a lot of Terrans do. I don't particularly enjoy two-port benching. I find the style boring, but whatever. We got a 5th Rex going down, and we got ups, all the ups. We're getting all the upgrades at once. That's part of this style. The advantage of having a 3 Marauder production at a time is that you can also get 3 upgrades at a time. That's pretty good. So we got, this is, when you look at this, you'll say, well, that's a small army. Or is it? Each one of these Marauders is worth about the same as 3 Marines. So realistically, that's actually quite a large army. But it looks small, and that's really a lot of the potency of Marine Marauders, that a lot of Marauders will look really tiny and do very well. So we're going to push him off the watchtower. Still has slowlings. He's finally getting this speed upgrader, but he also already has Baneling Nest, which is the important part. He's just morphing into a ton of Banelings. And this is really where the strength of Marine Marauder comes in. The goal of your Marauders is to soak damage and beat roaches. The goal of your Marines is to do DPS and hit anti-air units like Mutalisks. So he's got a lot of Banelings here. And good angle. Run the Marines back, let them run to the Marauders, and clean it up. Now that's sort of a one-trick pony. I mean, I lost 6 Marauders, and that's it, just 6 Marauders, to basically double supply army. So we're going to go after drones. Drones is always a good way to go. Let's try to clear them all out. Got ourselves in a little bit of an angle here. You can see them pursed against the wall and across the crystal, so you can only hit from 2 basic flanks. Now I always do this. I like to go for the main, and it's not only just a kill. I'm not going for the throat. I like to look at his tech. So he's got the Baneling Nest, and I go in closer, and I see he's got spore crawlers everywhere, and he's got double evo chamber. It's the most important part to see here. The fact that he's going for a massive upgrade build. The way to beat a massive upgrade build, get upgrades yourself. And, just have more units. So, this did pretty good. I killed quite a few harvesters and basically back in the game. And I got another set of army here, which will get cleaned up, but doing quite a bit of damage. And looking at the units lost, he has in fact lost quite a bit more than me. And it's just really bad Baneling hits. So that's one trick. It only works once. Throw your Marauders up front with a snare and have the Marines just behind. It'll do insanely high damage, and it'll kill them off good. So we're still in 2 base, we're adding more Raxes. And only by this point I would get siege tanks and Marines. But when I looked in his base, I didn't see any infestation pit. I didn't see any mutalisks. I didn't see any of that technology. So what it told me is that I'm good for at least one more of this composition. If you don't see any kind of tier 2 tech, stick with this composition. This composition is really, really good. This little wall-off thing I'm doing here, the purpose of this is just so that I can, trap lings in there. And basically, they'll come here, and they want to come around this way. I can just raise these depots and catch them. Oh, it's nothing big, but it's nothing small. So we have to remember, he has a 3rd base. We knew this. He has a 2nd base. His units are out of position, and, he's only involved for strict once. Left, I catch these overlords, and he's like, oh god, overlords, run. I'm like, oh, overlords, cool. Guess I'll kill all those. That'll probably supply block you, won't it? 1 overlord will probably not supply block a guy, but when you catch 2 or 3, that's definitely going to supply block him. So now he's kind of in trouble. because he wants to produce more and more zerglings, but he can't. So what we're going to do is, once again, same thing, Marauders up front, Marines in the back. You can stem and do a little bit of splittage action, not too much, just to kind of create an arc. And we traded very well once again. Marauders soaking up a lot of damage. It takes 7 banelings to kill 1 Marauder, so, you know, it's a pretty good trade. So it's all just Marines here now, and as you can see, upgrades, like, he's going for that. I think he's actually given up on the double ups, but he does have macro hatches. He's producing quite well. I'm still on 2 base, but I'm getting my 3rd. 3rd coincides with the timing of, oh crap, I'm running out of stuff in my main. You need, like, once your minerals start hitting like 180, 200 per patch, that's when you really gotta think about expanding just for the sake of staying in the game. Because you don't want to be at a point where you're expanding when you're out of minerals. You want to expand before you're out of minerals. So we're going to go for our 2nd upgrade. We got the Armory, and we should probably drop another eBay. Get some double ups. And we're doing some teching. We got the factory down. We got the starport down. In this case, we're not getting tanks, because, you know, we haven't seen an infestation pit yet. We have no reason to get a tank. But there it is. The beloved infestation pit. Now, yeah, I was going to say, I remember being here. So it looks like going double infestation pit. It's a little bit bizarre. Don't really understand the point. I guess he just kind of, you know, got nervous. I mean, yeah, he has nervous fingers. You can see right here, like, nice thing with Marine Marauder as well is it's not particularly high APM. You can do pretty well on low PM. And we'll see, like, this is, you know, one of the more micro-intensive things Terrans have to deal with is, like, banelings, playing against banelings. So you stem Marines, run them back right off the bat, and then, you know, do a little more splitting, but the Marauders will soak up most of the damage. The nice thing with the Marauders, they also have that snare, so they're going to slow down the banelings, and you can deal with them better. And, yeah, I think there's a cute thing I'll do here. Pick up lots of banelings. So, one of the things about Marauders is that they are very heavy armor. They are, in fact, 1 armor. So what you can do is you can just put the Marauders on the ramp here, and that will basically wall in the Zerg. You'll have to spend a lot of resources killing those Marauders, and all the while you'll have a wall to protect you against other stuff. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a little wall of Marauders just up here. Come on, boys, move up. Okay, so we get this hatch. That's a pretty huge victory, by the way. And we're going to make our wall, just a couple more Marauders. There we go. Not too many. And, you know, we got enough funnels. Now the Zerg is actually full-on walled in, and we're doing quite a bit of damage here. That's good. So we're just going to, you know, funnel the way up, and we still have the wall, as you can see, that he has to pass by, and there's no cost-effective way to beat this. So he has to, like, here's the funny part, he doesn't want to run his banelings into Marauders, so he just kind of has them, you know, dibble-dabble there. So, you know, he cleans this all up. A lot of Terrans think when this happens that they're losing, but, you know, you get your production at home, and we have a 2nd flank. Yeah, Marine Marauder is still quite effective. And that you can see, like, I have the factory up. I wanted to drop a tech lab, but I foolishly made a supply depot where I was going to do it. I was going to switch over to the Marine tank at this point because of the infestors. Like, I don't have a reason to switch over into Marine tank against Baneling Zergling, because I have a really good set of units for that. And he's got the infestors, so he's going to get a good fungo, and it wasn't really a necessary one by any means. And that's good. I don't know where this infestor's going though. But I do have my 3rd on the go. I'd probably move all these SCVs over there. Be a good idea. Drop some mules. Get the tank down. Got the double ups going. That's good stuff. And this gas are not really saturated. Ooh, I need to get a 4th base now. A lot of times it's really hard to concentrate when you're just winning too hard. Like, unfortunately, this guy he had the infrastructure down for the double ups, and he just didn't use it. So he's kind of in trouble. He is quite the guy in trouble. Thankfully, he built the 2nd infestation pit. Otherwise, he'd be screwed. He's doing line distance mining. The game's over. You know, he says GG, but he's lying. He's a friggin' troll. And yeah. I think I covered like a lot of instances here where Marine Marauders shouldn't be good, but they are good. Banelings is one, Speed Banelings is another, Mass Zergling, Speedling, another Investor, that's another one. This composition is the reason why it does like so well in protoss is because it's just a really good composition. I mean, if you don't want to use this build, you think it's too easy, it's too cheesy, you want to do something a little higher AP image, like some Hellion or Banshee play, that's fine by you. But this is quite an effective play, and you can do it without too much of a skills orders. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Maybe I'll start on Protoss. Yeah, Protoss. I guess it must be like the next tech hall. So Troublemaker gets like a free hit every time he gets hit, which is pretty cool. He comes beat. Ice Spears.